Investigators found nearly 5,000 of Ohio's most dangerous convicted criminals are now in a statewide database under Sierah's law.
Law named after a University of Toledo student kidnapped and murdered by a repeat violent offender more than 8 years ago.
Investigator Sarah Goldenberg has been tracking this database since it went into effect several years ago. She looks into how many violent offenders are registered in Northeast Ohio.
20-year-old Sierah Joggin's family wants her memory to live on, not by how she died, but by the good she's left behind. After Sierra's death, her aunt, Tara Ice, says they found out her killer lived just miles from her home and was a repeat violent offender. Her family worked to pass a law to try to prevent another tragedy like this from happening.
Had we had Sierra's law, we may have been able to find her sooner, and the ending could have been different.
Thanks to Sierra's law, Ohio's Bureau of Criminal Investigation maintains a violent offender database in effect since 2019, identifying people convicted of 5 crimes, including aggravated murder and abduction, with the goal to prevent them from committing another violent crime. Police can use it to help find someone who goes missing, and you can use it to stay safe.
These are crimes that we as the public should be able to know if they are one of our neighbors or if they live close to our kids. So we believe that every state should have it.
BCI broke down the numbers for us. There are now nearly 4,900 records in the violent offender database. As of January 1st, there are more than 1,300 actively registering offenders and about 2,800 offenders currently behind bars. 19 Investigates found there are 525 total offenders in Northeast Ohio, out of prison and actively registering for the database. The most are in Cuyahoga County with 290 offenders. Next is Summit County with 73. Stark County has 46, Richland County has 42, and Lorain County has 31 offenders registering. Meanwhile, Geauga County has 0 offenders in the database, and Ashland, Carroll, and Holmes counties each have only 1. Sierra's law can help you stay informed and stay safe. You can go to your local sheriff's office and request the name, picture, crimes, and address of violent offenders who live near you. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
Anyone convicted of the violent crimes listed in Sierra's law since March of 2019 is required now to report to their local sheriff's office once a year for a decade.